Hello, clowns.
I'm Ami.
I'm Yu Chen, and we're the hosts of Clown Vibes Podcast.
We're two best friends who are chronically online and get together weekly to laugh and discuss all the clown behavior we see on the internet.
And there's so much.
Truly so much.
We're so glad to have you here to clown around with us, and we hope you enjoy the episode. Hello, clowns, and welcome to the most clownish episode to date. It is the last episode of season 2 of Clown Vibes, and in true Clown Vibes fashion, both Ami and I are sick.
We're both sick. I cried before we recorded. Just another day.
Classic.
Of us as a duo of clownery.
I think out of the 12 episodes that we had for this season, you cried before the recording at least 3 times. I feel like that is actually a low percentage. Yeah.
That is a low percentage. All right, I'll take it.
So I'm proud of you.
Okay, but I have big news for you and our clowns. I saw a TikTok that said if you got sick after the eclipse, then that was evil leaving your body. So the evil has left our body or is in the process of leaving our body, and that's why we were sick. So good things are ahead.
Ami is deep into like tarot card, astrology, TikTok, and I kind of believe it. I feel like I've been possessed lately by a lot of evil, and I'm done with it.
I know. And like when I saw the video, I was like, this makes so much sense because I was incapacitated for a few days there.
It felt like it happened immediately after the eclipse, right? Literally the day.
Yeah, I saw it and then was sick. And like now, does this have something to do with the fact that I was traveling this weekend, didn't really sleep? No, it's evil leaving my body.
This is really related to our episode topic for today, but where did you get your eclipse glasses from?
Amazon.
Because I've been hearing that there are some fake ass glasses being sold on Amazon. So I hope you got the real ones.
I hope so too. I mean, my eyesight seems intact. Okay, so actually, like my parents were supposed to stay here for the eclipse, but they were like, no, it's cloudy. We're going to go home. And they had bought me glasses. But when they decided they weren't doing this, they returned the glasses and said, sucks to suck, Ami. Deal with it yourself. Luckily, my apartment friends had extras and I used theirs, and I feel like it was good quality because I couldn't see anything besides the like ring circle. So I think it was good. Like it was pitch black, and there were a lot on Amazon that like had the certification. I mean, who knows if they were real certified, but like I feel good, so I think mine were real.
You know what? I don't know how strict Amazon is in checking like certifications because remember when we saw that fake Pauline bag being sold as like
okay,
I'm dead.
And actually on the topic of that, so my Polen wallet broke. We got our Polen stuff in September, so it's only been like 6 months, 7 months, and I sent it to their factory in Spain to get fixed, and it's coming back on Monday. In less than a month, it's coming back. They actually have very good customer service, and they've been super communicative. I'm actually really impressed at their customer service.
Yeah, that's probably hella expensive for them to do.
Like a $200 wallet. You should have just sent me a new one. That's what I thought they were going to do.
Totally.
They did it. So we'll see what it looks like when it comes back, and maybe I'll do a video on it. But I am pretty impressed. And Amazon Polen could never. Although those bags are like, what, $30? You could just buy a new one.
You know, I was literally just thinking this week how I regret my pull-in bag.
Have you even been wearing it that much? I guess I don't see you
on
a normal basis. Okay, good.
I have, and it's not that I don't like the bag.
Yeah.
But I was between that and the APC bag that was, it was a more classic shape, similar to like a Celine bag. And I was thinking how the pull-in bag is a lot more trendy of a shape, and I just like feel like I should have gone
the half moon,
a lot more classic. Yeah. Now every time I see an Asian girl in SF with the black pull-in bag, the half moon crescent bag, because all of us have it, I'm just like, fuck, I messed up.
It's okay. Like I do think it's a classic shape that's trendy right now. Like I don't think it's like so odd of a shape that it's not gonna be cute forever.
Mm-hmm.
In 5 years, when you still have this bag, it'll be unique, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay, did you see that the Jonas Brothers delayed their Euro tour for this summer?
No, because I find the Jonas Brothers a little bit irrelevant.
They
Ever
are.
since Sophie divorced Joe, I've just been like, all right, done with them.
I didn't even see their original video. I just saw everyone stitching it and being pissed. And I was like, whoa, why are the Jonas Brothers back in the news? And basically 2 months before their Europe tour, they're like, haha, JK, we're pushing it back to the fall. Their PR video for it was like so stupid because they just said, like, we're pushing it back for exciting projects that we're going to share with you later. Like,
it better not be
what?
It better not be like a stupid Netflix show or something.
It's going to be
you know,
so
like
stupid.
one of them hosting something.
Yeah.
Like they just need the money.
Kevin and the fourth Jonas, the bonus Jonas, hosted that one show.
Yeah.
No, everyone is roasting them. It's fair. Like a lot of people are traveling for their shows, right? And they are pushing it back for like a reason that people can't comprehend. Like you're pushing it back for money, right? Like this exciting project is just you getting bankrolled. I don't know. It's a very bad look, and I don't know why they thought this was a good idea.
Me neither.
Very scammy, and I think in general the Jonas Brothers feel really scammy these days. Even when I went to their concert, I the whole time was just like, why the fuck am I here?
You know, they were really trying to hop on the Taylor Swift era's nostalgia wagon, which I feel like brands and celebrities are capitalizing on our nostalgia. They know we hate how the world is today, and they're just capitalizing it. I saw a TikTok about Christy Renato's like podcast company and how they're like churning out the old like Disney or Nickelodeon rewatch podcast series like nothing, and everyone's pissed.
Who's listening to those? Because they're creating podcasts for shows that like no one really cares about besides Boy Meets World.
I don't know. I've listened to none of them.
Ned's Declassified has one, and they're all very problematic.
Yeah, I saw that. Anyways, we're just being scammed by celebrities at this point.
Right. Yeah. Which brings us to our main topic of today, being scammed.
Well, it's modern day scams that you don't actually, it's not as obvious as like a pyramid scheme or like an MLL scheme, but it's like scams that are happening to literally you and I daily.
Yes, daily. It's just like, what are things that happen on a day-to-day basis that are just so normalized that we don't realize that like, what the fuck, this is pretty scammy. And if you take a little bit of time to think about it, you're like, something feels wrong here, but it is just so commonplace that we're all just kind of like, what can we do about it?
Literally all the topics that we're going to talk about today, if you met an alien, and I've been watching 3 Body Problems, so I'm like, aliens exist now. But if you have to explain any of these things to aliens, actually, for the rest of the episode, I feel like we should explain it like we're talking to an alien.
All right.
They will be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? No wonder you're not as developed as we are.
No wonder everyone is depressed on this planet. How will we reach the aliens with this episode? We need to like somehow advertise to them. You guys are above clowns, but I think that all of us have a little clown in us. So this will be interesting for you too.
This episode's for the aliens.
Okay, so we're going to break this episode up into 4 categories. Being scammed by capitalism, being scammed by financial industries, being scammed by airline industry, and just being scammed for living, for being an adult, for having to function in a society that's so broken.
All right, the first group is scammed by capitalism. If we were to explain capitalism to an alien, how would we describe it? Basically, it's the development of like society through encouraging others to use money. But money is fake. It makes no sense.
It's a system created by white men who wanted to rule the world in a way that didn't seem like they were ruling the world, but they are.
I bet it was originally created by white men, but now white women are taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Asian men are taking advantage of it. So our first example, being scammed by capitalism is not racist.
It's classist.
All right. The first example, we love to talk about her, but Goop by Gwyneth Paltrow. Someone arrest this woman already. I wonder if she is arrested. She's probably just like house arrested at this point.
No,
And
because
will continue to scam others.
remember that ski court case that she had?
Oh yeah, that was good PR for her.
That was such good PR for her. I don't feel like she can be arrested because like everyone's in on her con. Everyone knows they're being conned by her, right? At this point.
And we still, well, now I'm like confused because it's a running joke that Goop scams people, but then you have to have money to scam people. Like that's how capitalism kind of works.
Yeah.
So who is funding Goop? And are you guys actually worried that you're being scammed? Like, are you actually in on the joke?
That was too deep for this Saturday morning. And I don't know. This weekend, someone was like, I thought Super Goop was Goop. And literally I was like, oh, I did too until you just said that.
No, you know what? In my mind, every time we have to talk about Goop, which is quite a lot, I have to, in my mind, do a translation. Super Goop is not Goop.
Yeah.
In my mind. Anytime someone brings up Super Goop, because Super Goop is recommended by like dermatologists, they need to rebrand that. They need to.
No, they did that so purposefully because like, even though Goop is scammy, like Goop carries an air of privilege, elitism, and Super Goop is like latching on to that in a very clever way, don't you think? Because when I think about Super Goop, I just think expensive sunscreen. And like, is that not Gwyneth Paltrow? Expensive sunscreen?
Okay. Well, I'll get into it in like another section of this, but yes, it is expensive sunscreen. I did some research on like some of the top scams by Goop.
Okay.
One of them is them promoting getting stung by bees, like bee sting therapy, where she got stung by a bee and it like healed one of her old injuries or scars. And I'm just like, who believes this? And also, bees die after they sting you. So how are you forcing yourself to get stung by a bee to like recover from injuries?
Also, like people are sometimes allergic to bees and they don't know that. And it could like fucking kill them. Has no one seen Bridgerton?
Yeah. You could recover from your injury by dying from a bee sting. I guess that's factual.
Whoa, what the hell? I never knew this. Okay, what's the next one?
I won't go too much into Goop because the list is long, but one that I was like, what the fuck has to do with a jade egg and then vaginal steaming. So like, I think when Goop first started, they were like promoting vaginal steaming, which is basically like, you know, instead of like steaming your face, you steam your vagina. To like clear it up to like prevent it from like moving around. But I'm just like, how does the steam get up there? Like into your uterus?
You have to sit on the steam. Okay, transition to our second capitalist scammer, Kourtney Kardashian. She actually did this on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She did a vaginal steam. You like have a stool that has like a cutout, like it's just the outer ring of the stool, and you sit on it and like you put a steamer under it, and then that way it's like steaming your vag.
Oh my gosh. Wait, did you say this was Kourtney or Khloe?
Kourtney.
Okay. You know what? Kourtney gives me vibes that she would get scammed. Like,
no, totally.
She would specifically get scammed by Goop.
Yes, exactly. So she created her own scam because she is so susceptible. And I think
scamming.
Yeah, she's like so susceptible that she doesn't even realize that her products are also a scam. So her Lemmy gummies recently were exposed on TikTok. Name. Yeah, it was. And like the creator has been really popping off lately. I think it's called like BB Company, something, I don't know. But anyways, I tried to look for his video today about Lemmy gummies and he took it down. So he must have gotten a cease and desist.
This is the guy that's like, I have a master's degree in business and let me tell you about the downfall of I love his videos.
I'm the youngest person in Canada to get an MBA is also one of his taglines.
Is that true?
But MBAs are a scam, so we digress.
You got scammed.
But anyway, so his Lemmy Gummy video was taken down, but he basically in this video is saying while their marketing is genius, their gummies are trash and are made with like pretty much nothing but sugar. They like say on their label that proprietary blend. We don't even know really what's in the gummies, and leave it to Kourtney to scam us in a very cute way.
That's all it takes, right? Is good marketing and basically like private labeling something that doesn't work. I mean, have you seen all this discourse about how Trader Joe's just like private labels everything and they're scamming you essentially? But like
Really?
Yeah, but, like, the truth is, we're giving you very specific examples, but, like, capitalism itself is
Yeah,
a
it's a scam.
scam.
100%.
So we could
100%.
go on and on.
Okay, bring us to our Asian scammer, one Mr. David Chang.
This one really just, like, annoys the shit out of me. Okay, so David Chang recently trademarked the term chili crunch, is now sending cease and desist letters. I don't know what he's doing. He's basically telling small creators or small brands that you can't use the word chili crunch. And this brand, Mila, like came out and basically called him out for it. And then the industry and like pop culture society is super upset about it.
Mhm.
Side note, did you know that Mila's chief creative officer is Simu Liu?
No, but that's
That felt like a
disgusting.
scam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
itself felt
like
like a
that
scam.
guy.
Regardless, they shouldn't be scammed by David Chang. But anyways, I essentially feel like trademarking literally words like that is a
Yeah.
scam in itself, because how can you literally own Chili Crunch?
Which is a description. Okay, I watched a video about how he could do this. And he basically bought an existing trademark at a time where, like, it was, I guess, less stringent on how to get trademarks. And because of that, he essentially has to do this. Has to. I felt like that was very generous of the TikTok to say, because you're supposed to police your own trademark. Otherwise, your trademark is basically not useful. So, in order to self police the trademark he bought, he has to take this action.
Okay, but does he have to follow through with the lawsuit?
I don't know. I guess he just assumed everyone would bend over and be like, fine, we'll name it something else. Chili garlic crunch, spicy crunch. I don't know. But but that is, I guess, the legal reasons why he's doing this. I don't know, like, that this was smart, because obviously it's terrible PR.
Yeah. Boo, boo, tomato, tomato.
Yeah.
I think he like kind of hoped that no one would like shed light on it, and it's like small creators, but
Yeah. Everyone has a platform.
yeah,
So you're
everyone has a
stupid.
platform now. Moving on, another topic that is within the scam by capitalism is vintage and thrift shops. Before, they were literally a way to buy cheaper, cooler clothes. Like people would vintage shop because they were interested in older styles or like items that were built with durability. But now you go into like one of these small vintage shops that, you know, are at the farmer's market.
Yeah.
And it's literally like a Hanes t-shirt or like a Fruit of the Loom t-shirt that they're marking up to like $50 because it's quote unquote vintage. Like no one is policing the word vintage, and now they're just like charging up the ass for it.
Yeah. I think why they are able to do this, I guess, and scam people is that they're like, well, we curated this vintage shop. They're like flipping true.
They are flipping
Vintage into vintage, and then you're paying for what? I guess you're paying for them doing the hard work. But at that point, like, what are we doing here? The point of it also was sustainability, right? Like, this is to rewear, to do less waste, but this feels wasteful, even though I guess it's not.
Yeah, no. And remember, I did have somewhat of a clothing business flipping clothes, and like there is effort into it.
Yeah.
I think my issue is using the word vintage to just call anything vintage and like marking it up because you labeled it vintage, even though it might actually not be.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind of the consumer's fault for being scammed at that point.
Yeah. But also, why was this set up this way to begin with? And that's our good friend capitalism.
The aliens listening to this episode, they're like, oh, you guys pay $50 to wear someone's old t-shirt? The last topic in this section is the beauty industry. So when I used to work directly in fashion, we were expanding into beauty, and I had to do a lot of research. I found out that basically 90% of like the beauty products out there are essentially the same formula, created by like Estee Lauder and rebranded over and over again. And Estee Lauder is like a huge company. It's not just like Estee Lauder. Like they own a ton of different companies. I think they also own La Mer, which is like the biggest scam of all times, but Anyways.
Can't you patent formulas, or is it basically like these formulas are expired?
I think they do patent it. So I would say, like, if we wanted to start our own brand, we would just go to like the company that wholesales. I don't know if wholesale is the right word, but like Estee Lauder formula, and just be like, I want this
Yeah.
moisturizer. And like they have a whole business for it. I'm 100% sure.
That's also how the clothing industry is, because like, did you see
Yeah,
that
yeah.
video of this girl basically bought a shirt from Jade London and it had a Shein
Mhm.
tag on the side, but she paid like $100 for the shirt, and obviously on Shein it's like $2. And so she
Yes.
was
I
also
saw
getting
that.
scammed. It all comes back to like, okay, so if you are like, okay, I'm gonna pay like a reasonable price for the shirt, you assume better quality or better production and like not harmful labor. At the end of the day, like, you're also just being scammed because these places are using harmful labor and like buying from not good factories.
Do you want to hear the two scam topics colliding? So I was watching this video about thrift stores and buy sell trade stores like
Yeah.
Buffalo Exchange and like Plato's Closet. And you know how like the running joke is they accept nothing.
Yeah.
But what they do sell, and they're like, it sells like hotcakes, is Shein products. For literally paying up the wazoo for like used, really expensive Shein products. And Shein products, like you were originally getting scammed by Shein products. So you're getting scammed to the left and right by thrift stores selling Shein products.
I have no words for this and no comment because just the fuck.
All right, should we move on to our next session, being scammed by
Yes.
financial industries?
Mm-hmm.
This one's kind of a no-brainer to
Yeah.
the aliens. Financial industries are the people who manage this fake concept of money that runs our society.
Yes. And every like bad thing has come from them.
Yes, but this first topic I am super passionate about because I literally fucking hate any kind of afterpay.
Yeah. Oh, pay with Catch and you get a credit of $25.
Yes.
That's like the running scheme.
Pay in installments of like 4 throughout the year. And like I get the idea, but like this is just
It's exploitative.
it's just a systematic way to turn loan sharks into like established companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like loan sharks had like a bad rep. Well, now loan shark are these like $1 billion companies.
Yeah, they're like disguised as Afterpay. Remember during COVID when we were looking for new jobs that a firm had like 70,000 job postings?
Yes.
You could not scroll for more than 1 second on LinkedIn without seeing an Affirm job post.
Did I tell you that one guy that I went on a date with here in San Francisco was one of the first like UX designers for a firm? Yeah. And he was like, clearly he made like a ton of money once they like IPO'd and stuff.
Yeah.
But he was like, fuck a firm.
Yeah.
Like that's how he feels about it. So you know they're scammy.
Yeah.
Or he worked there. All right. But let's talk about the concept of credit cards, because I feel like credit card companies have been scamming us for literally the longest. I mean, you and I have credit cards. Everyone has a credit card. And we don't really talk about how scammy they are because we personally use it in like very confined ways. Like I didn't have a credit card until truly after I graduated college. And I was taught to like look out for certain things. But if you're not, you can easily fall prey to like all their marketing tactics. So one thing that I was truly shocked about after I graduated and just like talking to a bunch of people that were my age is how much credit card debt people get into. And it's so normalized, which I think is the signs of a successful scam, because everyone was saying, oh yeah, I have credit card debt, or like I paid off my credit card debt. But the fact that like you let yourself get into credit card debt, obviously there's specific situations like for each person, but in general, the fact that so many people are getting into credit card debt is wild to me.
Yeah. It's like the only way really that you can get a short-term loan essentially, and it's so exploitative because the interest rate on these credit cards are like 25% and higher.
Yeah.
Like even very reputable cards that like you pay a huge fee to have, the interest rate on these are astronomical. They are just taking advantage of people who don't understand credit cards.
Totally. I was watching this TikTok about, and there's like quite a few examples of this where, you know, roommates are talking, they're talking about like their credit card payments, and someone says, oh yeah, but you only have to pay like $10 a month or something. It's like free money. then like you see the other person's reaction and they're like,
Yeah.
how long have you been doing this? And they're like, oh, since 2012. And they're like, what? You literally think this has been free? I saw this video of this guy talking about how he was talking with the smartest friend that he had. And they were at Walmart and they were checking out. And the friend was like, oh, wait, let me get it with like my Walmart card. And the friend's like, oh, yeah, let me Venmo you for how much I owe you. And he's like, no, it's free. And the guy's like, so you have like a gift card or what? He's like, no, it's just like this card that I had applied for. And essentially, like, it's free money. I don't think I told like all the details of the story, but you get the gist of it.
Oh God. It's hard because it is marketed that way.
Yeah.
People have so many store credit cards and they get you because in the store they'll be like, hey, we'll give you X percentage off if you open a credit card right now. But what you don't know is like you need to pay this back. Those are so hard to pay back. You have to call and like do all of this shit to pay them. And it's like so really hard to close. It doesn't make sense. And they just scam the shit out of you.
Totally. You know what card that we both have that I feel is so scammy?
Which?
Is Built.
For sure. It's 100%.
Literally, my friend and I, every month, we're like, is Built gonna go under soon? Like, it just feels kind of too good to be true.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but a few months back, they had this bracket for their rent day activity. But this one, it's kind of like March Madness where you vote for which reward that they want to like offer their guests on rent day. And the one that won was like getting bonus points for connecting your like debit cards or like connecting all your cards into their system. And my friend was like, there's no way that like 5X grocery or like blah, blah, blah won. That the connecting your cards and getting extra points for your cards when it's like they totally rigged it and it's just to get your like data. Like they hella scammed us.
I have connected my other credit cards like a truly scammed person. And
that's okay though. Modern scams.
It is. What's the word for being scammed? Like, is there one? I'm a scammy.
Yeah,
you heard it here first. Okay, but it is really sus because it's just like, why hasn't any bigger financial system found a way for you to get points on rent? And for those who don't know, the Build card was founded on like, hey, you should be able to get points on rent, which is like one of your biggest purchases of the month, right? Like it's your biggest bill. And credit cards are also all about points and what you can get from it, like what cool shit you can get from points, which is a scam in itself. Because like,
but it's not that easy.
It's not that easy. And like you're getting points and like they're giving you things for it from other people's downfalls, right? Like they're paying for this using the money that they have scammed out of other people. Like it kind of always feels wrong, but it's so normalized. And like I also will see people use their points for such cool things. Like I flew Singapore Airlines in the suite using credit card points. And you're just like, wait, what the fuck?
Yes, but this is a scam that I will continue to participate in.
I mean, you have to.
Because we don't have any options.
Yeah, like what's the alternative? I guess you could use
using debit cards.
But it's like, if I am going to be scammed, I would like to partake in the joy of it, in the benefits of it.
We're aware of what aspect of credit cards is a scam.
Yeah.
Like not every aspect of a credit card is a scam. But those who are very vulnerable and do not understand how credit cards work, you should 100% use a debit card.
Yeah, for sure. You should spend what you can pay for. And we're talking about this in a very privileged way, obviously. Like,
yeah.
It's not like us saying you shouldn't buy food if you can't pay it back. It's us saying like, should you buy an Apple Watch that you have to pay back over time? Probably not. Maybe like save that money and then buy it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to be spending so much extra on this Apple Watch that's not worth it.
Totally. Okay, let's talk about the next scammy industry, the airline industry. So for our aliens, the airline industry are people who manage these machines that fly us up into the air like spaceships, but they're like not safe. I can't believe it's 2024 and we're still talking about how unsafe airplanes are.
Planes are crashing left and right these days. The funniest thing, last week I'm on a plane. A pilot goes, "Hey, we're not going to have any turbulence today, so I'm going to keep the seatbelt sign off." 2 minutes later, I'm not even exaggerating, the whole plane is shaking wildly, wildly shaking. And I just like giggled to myself. And we landed so hard. And it's just like, my guy, don't say that there's not going to be any turbulence or like things are going to be fine. Just like, don't say anything. No one asked
Yeah.
you. No one asked you. So just chill. And another plane yesterday in Houston came off the runway and like hit a car.
What the?
Yeah, like just what's happening with planes right now? Somehow they've gotten more unsafe.
Seriously. If I have beef with one company, it's fucking Clear. Like, who owns Clear? Is it the TSA? Like, are they all the same company?
It has to be like a private institution.
Because in the SFO airport, and I'm sure it's like this at other airports too, but like they have Clear agents everywhere trying to upsell you to have Clear. And I have TSA pre-check. So in my last flight, what I noticed is they literally shut down a security line, moved everyone to just one like security portal, and artificially grouped the normal line and the TSA line together to make the TSA line look artificially long. And when people ask like, is this the TSA line? They're like, yeah, but if you want, you can sign up for Clear over there and it's a lot faster.
Damn, that's sophisticated. They must be giving a kickback to the airport.
Yeah.
To be able to do this.
It infuriates me. Another time I was taking a flight at like 5 a.m. in the morning and there's like no one in line in any of the lines. So I'm getting into my TSA pre-check line. The Clear guy like stops me. He stops in a way. He's like, "Oh ma'am, can I ask you a question?" But not in a like, "Oh, let me upsell Clear to you." He's like, "When is your boarding time?" I'm like, 6:30. And he's like, "Do you want to get through the line faster by signing up for Clear?" And I'm just like, "What line?" My dude, like, what
and
line?
You have plenty of time. Like, why would you need to get there quicker?
It makes no sense. And I'm like super mad about it all the time.
I think like how Clear is like able to scam so many people is that TSA pre-check, you have to do that interview, right? Or is that only for global entry? Okay. And the interview is very tough to like logistically schedule because you have to go to the airport and all this shit. Like it is really actually annoying as fuck. So that's how they get you with Clear of just like, oh, let me just pay this like whatever fee and get Clear so that I don't have to figure out how to schedule this appointment. But it's not worth it. You can get TSA for $100 that your credit card will pay you back for 5 years.
Scam by credit cards.
I know.
Well, they're scamming us together.
Yeah.
But anyways, regardless of TSA or Clear, going through security faster is just a scam in itself because if it's truly about security, why is it so easy for me to get Clear? For me to just pay some extra money to go through it faster.
What do you mean that I can like just scan my thumb and then that absolves me of any security risk?
Yeah, because if it is truly like that secure, then shouldn't we just as a nation, because after 9/11 we were all so worried about security, as a nation, shouldn't we just be all scanning our thumbs? Like shouldn't this be accessible to everybody?
The airport as an entirety is a scam. The airport
as an ecosystem
is a scam. Tell me why I paid like $7 for 10 McDonald's chicken nuggets. And I thought, whoa, this is a good price for the airport.
My last story before we move on from this topic, though, is overhead bins. I'm literally so sick of how if you're not paying extra to board first, then you literally have to check in your bag, which we were told is included in keeping in the overhead space bins.
Yes.
My last flight that I took, like right when I got there, they were like, we're requesting 50 individuals to check in their bags for
50?
I was like 50? Yes.
1/4 of this flight is checking their bag in?
I'm just like, what are you guys doing to the point where you have to request so many? I don't know if it was actually 50. It was like between 30 to 50, I think. It was like it was the largest number I've ever heard. To be honest.
Wow. And you know what sucks? It's like first you pack your bag in a way that like gets through TSA. right? Like
Yeah.
you have a liquid limit and this and that, and then they ask you to check your bag in, and it's just like, then why did I do all of this fucking stuff? Why did I lug my bag through everything just for that?
I don't understand that scam though, because they're not actually making us pay for it, are they?
No, it's like, I think to board quicker, like I actually don't understand, but I think that's just a situation to save their own time somehow. And planes
Yeah.
just don't have the baggage, like overhead space they need. I think, okay, this is my hypothesis. Back in the day, it was not so serious to like have to keep your bag and like pay to check it in and this stuff. So they did not create planes thinking that like, oh, most people are going to have baggage with them, like big baggage with them. And then these are like old planes, like they were not made under the guise of like, no, most people are not going to want to pay to check in their bags because it used to be free.
So we should just go back to free checked-in bags.
We should. And instead, American Airlines just increased their bag check fee by $10.
I saw that. Yeah. All right, let's move on to our last scam. So, scam by being an adult. All right, for our aliens, being an adult means you suddenly reach an artificial age that like society deems, all right, now your brain is fully developed, even though truly it's not. And you have to go do work and contribute to society, and we'll give you some money, but you're on your own, kid, now. Like, no one's looking out for you anymore. Like, that's what being an adult is.
Who's we're giving you some money? No one's giving us money.
Oh, no. Like, we have to contribute to society, and then they have to give us money back.
Oh, yes. You have to.
By they, I mean, like, companies or what?
You have to exchange your mental sanity, your physical well-being, your brain power in order to get this fake money to live a life. And what is that? A scam in itself.
So the first scam about the adult world is just having to pay for healthcare in general. And this is very, I think, specific to the United States.
Yes.
The fact that after 25, you are just left on your own to like pay for your own healthcare is crazy. In order to stay on someone's healthcare, you have to either be like married to them or you have to be their dependent. Like that's it. It's not Netflix where you can just create your own family plan. It's like, hey, everybody hop on my insurance plan. Can't do that.
And the biggest scam of all is that it is tied to your employment.
Yes.
Not only, especially in this day and age, amidst crazy ass layoffs, worried about losing your income, you're also worried about losing your health insurance.
Yeah.
And like, you cannot leave a job that's like so toxic, horrible for you because you're like, well, how will I have insurance? And
that's
that
actually
is
sick behavior.
So sick. It's sick. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like anytime I think about like, hey, should I just like take a work break? I'm like, no, but how will I be well?
Yes.
How will I pay for like all of these things that I require to be healthy?
Absolutely. All right. Unlimited PTOs. Actually, this is something that I actively let myself be scammed by because truthfully, okay, here's the thing is that if you work at a good company and you have a good manager, you will 100% scam the scammer. Like you can take more PTO. But on average, I don't think people are.
No, they're not. And you know, so the first time I was exposed to unlimited PTO was at EY, and they changed the policy while I was there, right? So you're going from accruing vacation and being paid essentially for vacation when you leave to all of a sudden you have unlimited PTO, but you will not get any sort of payout when you leave if you haven't taken like X amount of days that you are owed. And that is part of your compensation. And at EY, they actually made it so hard to take PTO and they would like use it against you.
This literally inspired me to take PTO next Friday.
Yeah, do it.
Moving on, the third topic is working the level above you for free. For free to prove that you deserve a promotion.
Oh God, that is like the corporate America ultimate scam. Actually, that's not even the ultimate scam. There's so many. I can't even choose. But like that is up there in scams. What do you mean I have to work as like the next level for a year for you to think like I deserve that?
Yeah, truthfully. And like I saw this TikTok about this girl who was like, I'm literally not going to do the extra work until I get the promotion. And that is just like, it makes so much sense. If you're explaining this to an alien, you only work at the level that you're getting paid for. It makes sense. But if I told you that, like, no, but in order to level up, you have to be like doing it at this level, it just make sense. My last topic that I want to bring up is related to getting free labor. But have you noticed that in job interviews now, they added this like project phase at the end where essentially while you're working for another man, this man that you're trying to switch over for is asking you to do free work before they even give you a job offer to do work for them.
Yeah.
Like, make it make sense.
As if like my experience of working in this same thing for however amount of years is not enough. And like me talking to you about it is not enough. You want to see me type in Excel, this cell plus this cell equals the answer.
Yeah.
For what? Sometimes I do feel like it's worth it because I have seen situations where people have been hired and I'm like, we even gave you a test and somehow you passed it. But I guess in that situation, it's like you passed it and like, how? Because you can also have other people do this work.
Yeah. Like the scammers are getting scammed themselves, essentially.
When did they add this fucking step?
Seemed like recently, like within the past 5 years or so.
Yeah.
I want to end this episode with a pop culture reference. So you know how Olipop did that like whole best friend job application thing
that we thought about doing,
but like I'm so glad we didn't because we would have just wasted our time. But I saw this TikTok about how this girl had applied with her best friend and submitted a video of her and her friends like dancing to like Dancing Queen for her friend's wedding. And then they like never heard back from Olipop, like they didn't get the job. But then now Olipop is like coming out with their best friends and seeing all the content. And these two girls are literally kind of doing that exact same dance at like a baseball field or something. Yeah. So Olipop in a way basically asks all these best friends to submit content ideas.
Wow, that's fucking savage, but like genius also of them.
Yeah. But it's bad marketing now. They're getting such bad PR.
It's true. They shouldn't have done it because also content creators are like always on top of figuring out if people have stolen their ideas, which is very hard to do in general, like because you never know when a trend started.
Yeah.
But these people, that's their livelihood. Like they are looking out for this shit.
Seriously.
The biggest people to not piss off, like the most important people to not piss off are content creators who have huge ass platforms and they know how to do it. You don't piss off anyone who has the ability to post on TikTok because it's actually not even about your following. It's about how the algo picks it up. And no one shares things as much as TikTok users who are like, whoa, those people are getting fucked over.
And the audience eats it up. Like we love the drama.
And like, you hate companies, so it's like a win-win as a viewer.
I'm just thinking about the aliens that are listening to our episode and they're like literally jotting the notes down like, do not piss off content creators. What are content creators? Why are they on this app called TikTok? I thought that was a song by Kesha.
They're like VPNing into Google to be like, what is content creation? Thanks so much for listening. You can follow us on all social media at Clown Vibes Podcast or email us at clownvibespodcast@gmail.com.
And if you like our show and want to support us, please like, subscribe, and give us a rating and review. That's it for today. Bye, clowns.
Bye, clowns.